Bruce, your heart.
Top 13 boss moments of Batman. The reason why Batman enjoys such tremendous success cannot be pinpointed to one thing. Maybe because he possesses a myriad of mind-blowing abilities. But the one that stands out and often outshines is his absolute mastery of the martial arts, or resourcefulness. And probably his wits and boss-like energy play a tremendous role in the persona he is. It's hard to categorize him as an alpha or a sigma, since he possesses the best qualities of both. Not only does he play by his own rules, he also sits at the top of the hierarchy. So let's unravel the qualities of the boss.
Go to hell.
As a mere mortal who goes against superpowered beings such as Darkseid and Superman, and fights along alien races with his own powers and hyper-advanced technology, Batman is often left with nothing but his mind at his disposal. But one cannot forget that this mind is the mind of a genius. This, along with how cool he simply is, and his stoic demeanor, make him a total boss, and the audience cannot help but go fanboy over him.
It is a real honor to meet you, Sir Batman. Sir Batman, sir.
Before diving into the content, we would like to make a small request to our viewers. Please subscribe to Marvelous Videos, like and comment on our videos, and press the bell icon to be notified whenever we upload. We will be grateful to you, and we hope to bring you the best nerdy content. And with that, let's get right into this video. To categorize all of his boss moments and the situations that led up to it would be a monster task, because he has so many of them. But with reference to mostly animated movies and a few episodes here and there, these are the ones that stand out the most.
I see him.
Number 1. Batman takes over Deadshot's Interrogation, Justice League, the enemy below. In these 2 episodes of Justice League, Atlantis grows more and more hostile towards the surface world due to their constant intrusion and pollution. Superman suggests Aquaman to air his grievances in the upcoming conference, held by the world leaders. Aquaman attends the conference, but while leaving gets hit by a bazooka rocket that seems to have come out of nowhere.
And following the explosion, members of the Justice League rushed Aquaman to Metropolis
It injures him gravely, and he is rushed to the hospital. To catch this assassin, the Justice League stages a fake transfer of Aquaman to a special facility, hoping for the assassin to try to kill him again. The assassin reappears, but fails, as the one being moved is not Aquaman but J'onn J'onzz in disguise. The assassin, Deadshot, tries to escape, but despite his efforts in a long chase through the sewers and into the streets, he is caught by Superman.
You can't scare me, Batman.
Superman and Wonder Woman question Deadshot, but only get sarcasm for an answer. Finally, Batman takes over the interrogation and gives him one word of advice. What he tells Deadshot remains unknown, but it's enough to make him fold and comply with the League. Deadshot agrees to answer their questions. When Batman asks him how he was paid for the mission, Deadshot points towards the gold that fell from his van onto the streets. Batman examines the gold coins, which is revealed to be antique gold coins that are Spanish doubloons. The only way someone could get a hold of it would be salvaging it from a sunken ship. He realizes that the perpetrator has to be someone from Atlantis itself, proving that Batman only needs a few minutes to make his enemies fold to his will and get a grasp of the entire situation.
Don't worry about your place in those plans. Worry about doing what I tell you.
Number 2. Lord Batman makes Lex his pet. Justice League Dark, Apokolips War. This movie is based on a couple of comic book arcs, such as Geoff Johns' Darkseid War, Grant Morrison's Final Crisis, and parts of Future's End. The Justice League decides to head to Apokolips to defeat the supervillain Darkseid and save the Earth. However, they are oblivious to Darkseid using Cyborg to keep track of things. As a result, when the heroes arrive, they are overwhelmed by a swarm of Paradooms, who are ready to fight them. Most of the members from the League and the Teen Titans are killed, and the survivors are turned into slaves of Darkseid. Plenty of villains have put Superman under mind control before, hoping to exploit his tremendous strength, but Darkseid was smart enough to control the brains behind the League's operation instead. Meanwhile, Luthor was supposedly helping Darkseid from LexCorp to help them mine Earth for its resources. He would also receive orders from a holographic version of Lord Batman, who was basically Batman under Darkseid's mind control. Lord Batman's dominance and demeanor put Lex Luthor's cockiness to shame. Lex literally looks like he is cowering in front of Batman, with Batman treating him almost like a pest.
Continue your report.
Yes, Batman.
When Luthor asks him if he would have a place in Darkseid's future plans, Batman condescends and tells him to worry only about doing what he is asked of him to do. Even when Luthor almost talks back to Batman when asked about how the rebels were able to stage their attacks, Luthor realizes his folly immediately and adds respect in his sentences, clearly proving his inferiority when compared to the Dark Knight.
If I'm included in his lordship's plans, in a future where I'm alive to serve you both.
To be fair, Darkseid, who mutilates or brutally kills everyone, chose to brainwash Batman instead, to make him his right hand. He even gave him a cool new suit and the Mobius chair, a chair with infinite knowledge. This alone proves how much of an alpha Batman is. He might call himself the Bat, but to his die-hard fans, he is the GOAT, the greatest of all time.
You won't do that again.
Unless I want.
Number 3. Batman holds up Lantern's ring, Justice League War. Justice League War is set in a time before the members had allied. It adapts Geoff Johns and Jim Lee's Justice League Origin, which was the first story during the 2011 relaunch of the DC Universe. It takes us back to the very beginning of the League. The story revolves around Darkseid attempting to invade Earth. To counter it, the Justice League team is formed, with almost every member having superpowers. Batman being a guy in a suit going toe-to-toe with supervillains is insane. What's more, when a parademon almost defeats Green Lantern, Batman appears to save him.
Turn it off.
I had him!
Clearly. Now turn off the damn light before they see us.
Together, they chase the parademon into the sewers, during which Green Lantern makes fun of Batman. When Green Lantern realizes that Batman has no superpowers, he is shocked. He mocks Batman by asking him whether he dresses like this because he was never asked to go to prom, and chides him for presumably brooding in his parents' basement all day.
What? Nobody asked you to prom, so now you dress as a bat and prowl around your parents' basement?
However, Batman's response to this statement completely turns the tables against the Green Lantern. He holds up Lantern's ring and nonchalantly asks him what it does. Green Lantern is shocked, and Batman replies to him with a cocky remark telling him that if he wants to, he will take it again if Green Lantern loses his concentration. Despite having no powers, Batman manages to prove that he is cooler than every other character with superpowers.
Dust.
Number 4. Batman calls the Vampire King Dracula weak. The Batman vs. Dracula. This movie is based on the Batman television series and follows Batman as he fights Dracula and stops him from turning the people of Gotham City into vampires. The movie opens with the Joker and Penguin escaping from Arkham Asylum and trying to find a stash of stolen money which was supposedly in a Gotham cemetery crypt. Batman chases after them, but before the chase can come to an end, Penguin gets his hand cut from his umbrella. He finds the coffin that he assumed contained the money, but only finds a corpse. Unbeknownst to him, it was the corpse of the Vampire King Dracula. When Penguin's blood drips onto the corpse, it comes back to life. People in Gotham City begin to go missing courtesy of the Vampire King and are dubbed as the Last Ones. Dracula also takes an interest towards Batman's girlfriend Vicky Vale. Eventually, Dracula and Batman fight where Dracula is forced to retreat once the sun rises. Batman creates an antidote that can cure the Lost Ones, who have been turned into vampires, and make them humans again. He mass produces the vaccine and finds Dracula's lair, where he has kidnapped Vicky Vale to sacrifice her soul and bring back his vampire wife, Carmilla Karnstein. Batman cures the Lost Ones and then engages in an intense chase with Dracula. He is aware that he cannot beat Dracula with strength alone, so he lures Dracula into the Batcave to gain an advantage over him. Alfred tries to be of help and hits the vampire with the antidote, but it does not work on someone who was originally a vampire. However, Batman uses Dracula's weakness against him, the sun. With a prototype solar energy storing machine, Batman fights back against Dracula and incinerates him. When Dracula is completely at his mercy as the one who is now weak, Batman spreads his bat wings and creates a giant silhouette against Dracula, proving himself to be all-powerful against his adversaries once again in a grand fashion.
I'm the Batman. And you're dust.
Alfred suggesting to sweep Dracula's head into a dustbin in the most nonchalant way possible takes the cake for the ultimate boss moment in this movie. Number 5. It's an operating table, and I am the surgeon. Batman: The Dark Knight Returns Part 1. Batman The Dark Knight Returns is a two-part adaptation of its namesake comic by Frank Miller. The story revolves around Bruce Wayne coming out of retirement to become Batman once again.
Show me. What did you do?
After the death of Jason Todd, Bruce Wayne stopped being Batman. Gotham City succumbed to crime without its protector, and within a decade, the place had been terrorized by a new gang known as the Mutants. Meanwhile, Harvey Dent also disappears. All of these events plague Bruce Wayne's mind, and finally, he decides to step into the shadows once again. But he is 55 years old now, and is not as strong as he once was. His age visibly catches up to him when he is completely overpowered by the leader of the mutants, and only comes out alive after Carrie Kelly lends a helping hand. To settle the score and save Gotham, he later lures the leader and his henchmen to a mud pit where the two fight. Even though Batman keeps getting mocked for his weakened state and age, he does not budge. He picks the mud pit as the fight spot to reduce the leader's speed, allowing his exemplary martial arts to outpower the leader's strength. He mocks the leader back and calls him his son in a condescending manner.
Finished, old man. You don't get it, son.
With his wits, he hinders his vision by cutting his forehead, causing the leader's blood to spill over his eyes. Batman holds back no punches and impairs the leader's deltoid nerves as well. With a paralyzed arm, the leader is unable to give his best. Batman adds the cherry on top with dialogue as he calls the mud pit the operating table and asserts dominance as the surgeon. He breaks the leader's arm and leg. He then beats him to a pulp and emerges victorious. He eventually ends up winning the mutants over, who then pledge their undying loyalty to Batman.
Where's Kronos? My arm's getting tired.
Number 6. This is how you interrogate someone. Justice League Unlimited, Season 1, Episode 13. The episode, The Once and Future Thing Part 2, Warped, is the 13th episode from Justice League Unlimited. Here, the Jokers seem to have upgraded weapons which are too advanced even for their time. Together, they have been able to make the Justice League retreat. A younger Batman time travels to this futuristic city of Gotham. He does so with Wonder Woman and Green Lantern while chasing Kronos. Meanwhile, this Gotham City is the one that is having to deal with the Jokers who have futuristic cybernetic technology. They meet with an aged Bruce Wayne and explain everything to him. Clinton is apparently emulating Tobias Manning and has become Lord Kronos, a warlord in his own time. He has been getting the technology from the future, and his travels seem to have altered history. However, history has become fluid as an elderly Bruce Wayne claims to have no memory of traveling through time back in the day. But his presence makes it clear that the Justice League will be able to fend off Kronos. Kronos' constant tampering with history has begun to cause severe disruptions to the space-time continuum. After Wonder Woman fades away, the Batmen try to fix the situation as soon as possible and prevent the universe from moving into entropy. For that, they must find Kronos. The combined leagues capture Ghoul, and the two Batmen play good cop bad cop to get some information out of him.
Where his wife is.
Wow. Batman playing good cop. Everything's relative.
The modern Batman stands atop a skyscraper, holding Ghoul by the leg while he is made to swing. He complains about his arms getting tired to make Ghoul speak fast before he could fall to his death, but instead, an elderly Bruce Wayne flings him to the roof. He then becomes the good cop, and really shows how it's done. Within no time, Ghoul spills his guts out, telling them how many Jokers were active and how many factions there were. But he did not know anything about Kronos' location. When Bruce intimidates him, he gets flustered and tells him that he wet his bed till he was 14, and that he knew where Kronos' wife was.
This is how you interrogate someone.
When it is Batman playing good cop, bad cop, it is really a bad cop and a worse cop.
You will disarm them.
Here's the deal.
Number 7. Batman beats Darkseid with his intelligence. Superman Batman Apokolips. Superman Batman Apokolips is an animated film from the comic book storyline, The Supergirl from Krypton. It introduces Kara Zor-El, or Supergirl, to the Justice League. During the destruction of Krypton, Kara had tried to escape in a rocket, but it crashed off course. As a result, she had been in suspended animation for years until now. Darkseid learns of her existence and asks Granny Goodness to kidnap her to make her the leader of the female Furies. To help control her powers, Wonder Woman offers to take her to Themyscira for her training. Superman and Batman overlook the training as she spars with Artemis. She sneaks away for a swim with her friend Lila when a horde of Doomsday clones attack Themyscira and kidnap Kara. She is brainwashed in Apokolips and turned into a cold and ruthless follower of Darkseid.
Kara?
You never listen to anyone.
Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman reach Apokolips, where Superman discovers Kara. She refuses to go to Earth with him, and the two Kryptonians fight each other. Wonder Woman and Big Barda handle the female Furies and Granny Goodness. Meanwhile, Batman gets his hand on Darkseid's Hell Spores. These are apocalyptic technologies that can burn the planet's core and create fire pits. Even a single Hellspore can destroy a planet. With that, Batman, a regular human, walks up to the multiverse's strongest being and hands him the terms and conditions. Like the absolute boss that he is. He tells Darkseid that he has activated the Hellspores and that there's no point in being a king without a kingdom. Darkseid thinks that Batman is bluffing, as the arming code is encrypted, but that's underestimating Batman, who reveals that he broke the code and reprogrammed it. He even gives out the previously encrypted code to make Darkseid aware of how big of a rut Apokolips was in. A pissed off Darkseid attacks Batman and asserts his power over the Bat, but Batman calmly reminds him that killing him would not stop the Hellspores, and then gives him an ultimatum. If he releases Kara and vows to leave her alone, Batman would disarm the Hellspores.
Here's the deal. Release the girl, and give your word you'll leave her alone.
In the end, Darkseid does something he rarely does, budges from his stance and compliments Batman for representing the dark side of humanity, one where he is willing to make tremendous sacrifices to reach his end goals. To be a mortal human with no powers and outsmarting an absolute god is exactly why Batman is the real beast.
Always have to be the hero, don't you? Right back at you.
Number 8. Batman makes the ultimate sacrifice in order to save the Earth. Justice League, Starcrossed. Starcrossed marks the series finale of Justice League, and it follows Shayera, or Hawkgirl, betraying the Justice League for her race, the Thanagarians. During a conference of the world leaders, the Justice League is attacked by an alien battleship manned by the Thanagarians. Hawkgirl is revealed to have been working for them all along. The commander of the ship, Talak, confesses that the Thanagarians have been in a war with the Gardanians, a race that plans to invade Earth. He claims that his race will aid Earth, which is obviously a lie. The League is imprisoned in the ship, and they are baffled by Hawkgirl's betrayal. They manage to free themselves and reunite at the Batcave. Meanwhile, Hawkgirl learns that the Thanagarians' force field was actually a hyperspace bypass generator, which would help them attack the Gardanians' home directly and emerge victorious. But Earth would be destroyed as collateral damage. She reassesses the entire thing and goes back to the League to tell them everything.
Keep telling yourself that.
I did what I thought was right then, and that's what I'm doing now.
When the Thanagarians reach the Batcave, knowing that they now know of the plan, the Justice League subdue them and infiltrate the ship. As usual, Batman heads the strategy and asks Superman, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman to shut down the force field, while the rest would infiltrate the Watchtower to incapacitate the force. They take the Watchtower, but Batman reveals that he has to take it out of the orbit and destroy the generator by using it as a missile. He sneaks out by himself to do so, and Flash and Jean realize that he is going to sacrifice himself, as he intends to manually guide the Watchtower to assure that the mission is successful. As he pilots the Watchtower through the atmosphere, the tower begins to disintegrate due to the heat. When Superman learns of this, he heads towards Batman, who is now passed out from the heat. He rescues Batman as the tower destroys the generator, and chides him for always playing the hero. Number 9. Batman escapes Darkseid's Omega Beams. Justice League Unlimited, Season 3, Episode 13. This episode is the series finale of DC's animated universe, and to commemorate its legacy, it goes off flamboyantly and with a bang as we see the League and the Legion of Doom fight the Apocalyptians together.
Impressive. No one has ever avoided my Omega Beam.
The League intercepts an emergency message from boom tubes open all over the world, allowing the Apocalyptian troops to infiltrate Earth. In this desperate time, the League reluctantly allies with Lex Luthor and the Legion to fight against the common enemy. Batman, Superman, and Luthor go to Darkseid's command ship to confront him. Darkseid confesses that he will destroy the world before killing Superman because he wants the Kryptonian to suffer from pain, when Batman hits him with an explosive batarang. He manages to land another hit on Darkseid to shield Superman, which astonishes Darkseid. He takes offense at being struck by a mere mortal and retaliates with his deadly Omega Beams. These beams work ridiculously, as it always ensures that it kills its target, but Batman being Batman manages to outsmart Darkseid's raw strength with his polished wits.
You still try to fight?
As Darkseid unleashes his beams, Batman jumps back and down to a floor below. The beams follow him there, but Batman intercepts a flying parademon and brings it in a line of fire. The beam strikes the parademon instead, making Batman the first being to evade Darkseid's Omega beams. Not only the fans, but Darkseid himself was super impressed by how this feat was achieved by a mere mortal without powers. Just the power of wits and a dash of genius.
It's your cologne, Batsy.
This one has cheated us many times.
Number 10. Batman Scared Ghosts. Justice League Dark. Justice League Dark is an animated fantasy movie which features a comic book of the same name, created by Mikhail Janin and Peter Milligan. The movie revolves around a magical threat that causes innocent humans to commit violent murders as they are made to think they are attacking demonic creatures and not regular people.
They all claim to have seen nightmare visions beforehand.
Any clue what's causing it?
Bruce Wayne finds a written message that urges him to find Constantine and Zatanna. Deadman convinces Zatanna to be a part of the event, and with Batman, they find Constantine and the Black Orchid. They try to investigate the cause behind the supernatural events that are taking place and decide to visit their old friend, Richie Simpson. On the way to Richie's house, Constantine notices how his front door swarmed with shrouds, beings who delivered souls to hell. Batman could not see them, as he had no magical powers, but they all swarmed around him, mocking him for cheating death multiple times. A very nonchalant and unimpressed Batman, who could not even see them, replied with a very casual boo.
Boo.
Watching this scene really makes you understand how cool, calm, and collected Batman is, and how absolutely nothing can faze him. Death and darkness, pfft, he is the Dark Knight. Number 11. Batman's Contingency Plan. Justice League Doom. Batman is the type of guy whose contingency plans have contingency plans. Plan A failed? Okay, there's Plan B. Plan B was compromised? Okay, here's Plan C. And this is boasted in the movie Justice League Doom. Its storyline is loosely based on the Mark Waid storyline called JLA Tower of Babel. Vandal Savage plots to exterminate 2/3 of the Earth's population to start a new race. For that, he had to neutralize the Justice League. He creates a team of supervillains and hires Mirror Master to hack into the Batcomputer and acquire Batman's contingency plans to incapacitate League members, should they ever go rogue or get brainwashed. Thomas and Martha Wayne's bodies are exhumed, and when Bruce Wayne rushes to the spot, he is ambushed by Bane and beaten almost to death. He is then buried alive in Thomas Wayne's coffin. A disguised Martian Manhunter celebrates his birthday when a disguised Malefic, disguised as a beautiful woman, offers him a drink laced with magnesium carbonate, which is poisonous to Martians. Martian Manhunter struggles to maintain his form and is set ablaze while the magnesium compound fuels the flames. Meanwhile, Cheetah infects Wonder Woman's body with nanomachines using her scratch. Wonder Woman begins to perceive everyone around her as Cheetah, and considering the fact that she is not one to back down from a fight, attacks everyone. It is believed that she will not stop attacking until she dies from a stress-induced fatal reaction. Mirror Master attaches a bomb to Flash's wrist, because if Flash does anything apart from running, the bomb will explode and kill everyone within the 3-mile radius. Green Lantern is struck by Scarecrow's fear gas. He is made to fail at saving the lives of fake android hostages, which he was oblivious to, and the will-undermining gas convinces him that he does not deserve to be a superhero. In the end, he gives up his ring and tries to give up his fate to the collapsing mine. Finally, Metallo disguises as a former Daily Planet employee and pretends to commit suicide from the roof. As Superman tries to talk him down, he reveals himself to be Metallo and critically injures Superman with a kryptonite bullet. Batman breaks out of the coffin and saves his allies with his counter-contingency plans. He also reveals that in case his Batcomputer ever gets hacked, he has another contingency plan of a hidden tracing algorithm to deal with the situation. Using the algorithm, they pinpoint the location of the perpetrators and launch their attack.
In your most private moments, I want you to remember the one man who beat you.
Number 12. Batman tells Superman, remember the one man who beat you. Batman, The Dark Knight Returns Part 2. Frank Miller, The Dark Knight Returns, adapts into a 2-part movie of the same name. In the second part, Batman is completely back from his retirement after defeating the leader of the mutants. However, the government wants Superman to stop the vigilantes. Meanwhile, Joker causes a congressman to launch a nuclear strike on the Soviets using a mind-controlling lipstick.
I made myself pretty for you. You should say thank you.
Thank you.
Superman intercepts the missile and stops it, but the explosion sends an electromagnetic pulse that causes a nuclear winter throughout the country. Batman and his allies manage to restore order in Gotham City, which pisses Commissioner Yendel out. Clearly out of saltiness and the feeling that Batman has mocked the president's rule by outperforming it, he asks Superman to stop Batman, and the two heroes fight in Crime Alley. Superman fights alone, and Batman appears in a powerful exoskeleton that can help cushion the blows he receives from a godlike being. However, the Bat is aided by Carrie Kelly and Oliver Queen. Superman easily overpowers Batman, but not for long, as Green Arrow strikes Superman with a real green that can incapacitate him, an arrow made of synthetic kryptonite. Superman is severely weakened and can barely move. Heck, he can't even stand up. Batman stands on his feet and tells him that it took a lot of effort to synthesize it. However, he intentionally weakened the arrow instead of using a different binding agent or a stronger mix that could kill him. He had his reasons for doing so. He wanted Superman to not only stay out of his way, but live so that even in his most private moments, he could remember that Bruce is the man that defeated him, the God. Number 13. Batman overpowers Dr. Destiny, Justice League. John Dee is a convict in Stryker Island's penitentiary. He volunteers as a test subject for the Materiopticon, a device that enhances extrasensory perception. During a prison ride, he cranks the device to its limit, but is found in a catatonic state. Dee later escapes alongside several other convicts, which alerts the League. Dee, who now goes by the name of Dr. Destiny and can manipulate dreams, finds his wife, who had left him for another man, and manipulates her dreams, after which she cannot wake up. Jean Jones and Batman investigate the matter, and Jean peers into Dee's mind, realizing that he craved revenge against the League for sending him to prison. When the League members fall asleep, Dr. Destiny appears in their dream and manipulates it to turn it into their worst nightmares. Unfortunately for him, the Bat was still active and he tracks Dee down. As Dr. Destiny, he tells Batman that because they were in close proximity, he could probe into his mind despite him being awake. But Batman reminds him that his brain is not a good place to be in.
Your brain, even if you're wide awake.
My brain's not a nice place to be.
When Destiny enters his mind, Batman keeps humming the French lullaby, Frère Jacques, to ward him off. It works, so Dr. Destiny prepares a syringe to sedate him. Batman resorts to hand-to-hand combat and manages to hit Dr. Destiny hard enough to make him crash into a pile of boxes, and accidentally hits himself with the sedative. Batman sends him off with a loud, sweet dreams. Dr. Destiny is then taken back to prison, where he is stuck humming Frère Jacques while in the catatonic state, proving once again that even without superpowers, Batman can outlast anyone and everyone. What did you think about these boss moments? Did you enjoy the video? If yes, then don't forget to like and comment on this video. Till next time, goodbye and have a good one.
Sweet dreams.